Hi guys, this is Mrs. Waymeyer here. So we're going to focus specifically just on multiplying by powers of 10 today. I know I made a video about multiplying and dividing with powers of 10, but this one I'm just going to focus on multiplication, just to kind of help those of you that maybe need a little bit more assistance. So whenever I'm taking 7 times 100, there's another way that I could write it. I could write it 7 times 10 to the second power. Whenever I'm multiplying anything times 100 or 1,000, I always think about it as I'm taking the first number, the first two numbers and multiplying them together, and then I'm really just adding two zeros. I could do this traditionally, stack them on top of each other, but I also understand with my math that if I take 100 7 times, I'm going to get the answer of 700. So kind of having that number sense helps with this powers of 10 trick here. 7 times 10 to the second power, please remember that 10 to the second power is not 20. It really is representing 10 twice. So 10 times 10 is 100. Therefore, 7 times 100 is 700. So both of these expressions show the same type of problem, just a different way to represent it. You could, if you also saw 10 to the second power, automatically know your answer by just adding two zeros to that 7 out front. So here, if I have on example number 2, 13 times 1, and then using my mental multiplication, I would add 3 zeros. Because if I take 1,000 13 times, I'm going to get 13,000. Another way we could represent this expression using powers of 10 would be to take 13 times 10 to the third power. Again, that's showing me that I need the number 13 and adding 3 zeros. So again, I end up with 13,000. For the next few problems, I didn't write them as whole numbers or as tens, thousands, hundreds. Tens, hundreds, thousands. I went ahead and just wrote them as powers of 10. So some of you might even already start saying, oh, I need to take 8 and add 2 zeros. The reason that that's true is because 10 to the second power is 10 times 10. Well, 8 times 100, 8 times 100 gets us 800. You could have, like I said at the beginning, you could have thought about, okay, I need 8 and add 2 zeros because my exponent is a 2 with a base of 10, so therefore my answer ends up being 800. Here, I'm going to take and do 9 times 1 first, which is 9. I could then also do 0 and 0 and add those to my answer, so that's going to get me the answer of 900. This is 10 to the first power. 10 to the first power really means that I'm only taking it one time. So another way we could write this problem would be 90 times 10. You could also think about this problem as being 90 times 1 and adding in one additional 0 here. So again, we're still going to get 900. If that's really hard for you to see on any problems, don't forget that you can go back and do traditional multiplication. You can check yourself with a calculator, but anytime I take 90 times 10, I'm going to get the answer of 900, no matter which method we use here. On number 5, I'm this time going to try and make it shorter. So I notice that I have 70 times 10 to the fourth power. 10 to the fourth power is really 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Up here, 10 to the third power was 1,000. So 10 to the fourth power should be 10,000. If I take 7 times 10,000, I'm going to end up with 70,000. But be careful. I had 70 at the beginning. That 0 that is there with 70 doesn't count like the 4 that I'm going to add to it. So really, in my answer, I'm going to be taking 70 times 10,000, 7 times 1, and then I need to actually, here's the 4 zeros because of the 4 exponent, but I also need that additional 0. So total, my answer needs 5 zeros, giving me the answer 700,000. So be careful with your powers and exponents. Remember that your exponents can tell you how many zeros to add if the base is a 10. And also remember your mental multiplication facts. So anything times 1, and then adding your zeros to it to kind of help you get your answers a little bit faster, more efficient that way. Hopefully this video helped you with multiplying by powers of 10. Thanks for watching.